Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. Let's jump into the queue. Synth C versus Aaron Force. Well, ferals, I guess. Right? Like, that seems pretty much what you have to do. I mean, there's a big absorber and big soak, but it's just all so like clunky. It's not really clear the payoff is worth it, especially when an opponent can like Mega Drone at a timely moment to your Mahar. Whoa. Well, okay, for Vivids maybe you can still D1C after this. Okay, yeah, I like this. Into like TTC, or maybe TT1 if you don't need the... Yeah, probably TT1 actually. You probably won't need the feral just yet. I think I like Aaron's opening better. Yeah, don't buy the NG because you want like TTC next turn. Or maybe T1C if you feel like it's okay to float a red. I don't think well, TT1 actually might be fine. No, you want... Opponent's going to build a feral next turn, and you are going to be reasonably happy to absorb it. Maybe not. You can go TT1, next turn TRC. Squeeze out one more drone that way. I feel like Synth C is just hopelessly behind in attackers and doesn't really have anything much to show for it. A couple drones, maybe. Yeah. Engineer! Wow! I would cut that so you can Vivid next turn. Just float 3. And then your next turn is like TT1C. But okay, maybe you think it's important to have drones left to force field with? I don't understand this engineer, man. I liked the opening completely up until now. What's the NG for? TR... what? I don't get it. Assume that you're spending the energy, right? Then it's D1. That's $5, leaving you 8. TT1D? Really? That's exceptionally greedy for no obvious reason. Like, you knew this turn was coming from opponent, right? So this must be what you planned against, but I don't understand why you think that this is a good plan to combat this. We shall see, I guess. What is Synth C thinking about? I mean, this 7 float is very conspicuous, obviously. I guess the idea is some sort of like Mahar play, maybe? Or just deciding whether to get a Gauss cannon. Yeah, since Aaron Force didn't get a conduit. Yeah, why? What? Are you... I don't know, I guess if you're... I still don't get what that NG was about. Anyway, we have a game with Wonderboat. Base plus 8, 60 seconds. Um, red green? Like, Zatron and Lucina are kind of good buddies. And Shredder soaks, but that's a lot of tech to be invested in. On the other hand, I don't know, like, what's the attacker exactly? Scorch? Gaussite's, like, cool. It's a red thing that builds you green, and you want green for Zatron. I'm pretty sure that you do indeed want the Zatron. If you're going for Lucy. But I don't know, maybe there's just some sort of, like, Drake play that shuts this all down? But Scorches should be good against Drake, right? Ugh. I just don't have any idea. Conduit, like, I don't know, third NG? Really? That's very aggressive. What is this about? Scorches. I see. Opponent wants to be the first one to Scorches. If I build Shredders, the Scorches get full value. They don't even give me any absorb. So I think I need to get to Zatron, is the idea, or maybe to Venge. Either way, a Conduit here seems fine. And then, like, next turn, DDA? I probably can't spend all of that tech because I'll want the Zatron about then. DDC seems a little bit silly. DDA would leave me with 15 drones and floating 2. I'd have 17. So I could cut 1 drone. Next turn go DA into Zatron Gaussite. And then grab Avenge to sink all my green that I don't want anymore. Kind of weird, but... right? I can get the Venge now. Oh wait, I can't. Yeah, right. I don't want Avenge. I want the Gaussite. Or maybe 2 Tarsiers actually. I'm not sure which. Probably 2 Tarsiers because I do want 3 green so that I can start selling my green on Venge clicks. I don't know though. Opponent is like gonna be reasonably happy to just build a Rhino against this. Let's just get 2 Tarsiers. I can deal with the green later. Is opponent going to try to hold the Scorches? You'd have to hold them for 2 turns to finally make my Zatron uncomfortable. I don't think that would be so great. Or I could just spend my green on Scorches. Is that good or bad? Doesn't seem that great. A Forge here because next turn I'll want a wall to deal with this damage. Seems fine. Shouldn't you just click all of them? Oh my gosh, you want to absorb on Scorch. Weird. That denies my Zatron absorb in a way. Four, 5, 7 damage next turn. Well, that's exactly what Zatron wants to defend for, of course. I don't know about this Venge Cannon. It's not actually all that great when I look at it. But like floating all this green is also very bad. I just want it to let me like get Venge clicks, right? Actually, do I want this wall and force field? Like, opponent is attacking for 6, so I could do that. But then this would be at 11, and opponent wouldn't really be attacking for anything substantial. And I'd have some issues. I guess I could, like, click it. Doesn't seem that great either. I think it's probably worth saving the Zatron health. Even if I'm not sure exactly what I'll use it for. On the other hand, opponent's going to be attacking for 3 again. Ugh. I have to like hold the drone. Feels very bad. I just don't have enough drones. I have a bunch of attack, but like not enough to really put a Zatron player in a bad spot. I mean, I could do this, right? That's like 16 damage. They have 6 lying around. They have to come up with 10. Wall force field. It's 5. They have to hold 5 drones to live against this. This does seem actually kind of cool, doesn't it? I need 1 NG just to like not be ruined. Actually, they have Scorch coming up, so I'll want... Well, yeah. I guess then my Shredder is enough? Ah. If they attack for 3 next turn, they don't do any damage because the Shredder lives. If they attack for 6, then the Shredder gets full absorb. So I don't need to hold... Oh, I need to hold the drone now, obviously. But I don't need necessarily to build energies next turn. 11, 15, 17, 18? Did I count right? Maybe they have even more trouble than I thought. They have 5 lying around. They have to come up with like 13? Oh man, this is horrible, isn't it? I hope this kills them. I would like to kill them. Oh, they have more green than I realized. Still. Making them hold 3 drones is pretty cool. I don't know. It's not doing as much as I thought it would, to be honest. I'd like to click this, and I guess that I can. And then they could hold a Scorch, though, and do exactly 4 damage, but there's not that much I can do about that, right? Like, that's just a fact of life. Get another Shredder. Tarsiers? Engies? Probably Engies, to be honest. Click Zatron? No. Well, that's probably not going to work, huh? They could hold a couple Scorches and click Shredder to deny my Zatron some value, but I don't think that's so great. Alright, 3, 6. They would have to hold 2 Scorches, and it denies me 2 Absorb. It's like, meh. It's fine. Why? If you're holding 1, you should hold 2, I think. I don't understand this. Go in again for 16, 17, 19? Seems like it... I hope it's going to be a problem. They're losing 1 attack here. So they can't breach. And this Shredder pushes 1 more actual damage. Gauss charges. They're OP. I finally got a win. This is like several episodes in a row that I've recorded all in one session tonight, and they've just been lose, 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 lose. You can tell if you've been watching my number. I mean, probably just watch the clock, honestly, but like number of games needed to complete my dailies and so on. Weird game. don't know, a lot of games of Prismata are weird, right? There's no normal game of Prismata. There are, I guess. I feel like Zatron doesn't care that much about Scorches. And I also feel that green is OP. This turn was kind of a problem. What could I have done on the previous turn to fix that? Unclear. I mean, I could have chosen not to over-defend the Zatron, I guess, would be the main thing. But, like, clicking it was pretty great, wasn't it? Yeah, I somehow undercounted by 3 when I was counting up damage the first time. I think I forgot the Venge and the Shredder. But I also miscounted opponent's defense by 2 because of the symbiote producing green. So in a way, it all like evened out. See, you don't even have to be good at counting to play this game. Let alone math. And look at that amazing Shredder value. I love it. Good work, buddy. I don't know. I don't have things to say about this game. Just that, like, well, okay. First point is that opponent, like, this is a pretty drastic cut. It's sort of a normal thing to try in player 1 to get scorched. Let me try again. It's a sort of normal thing for player 1 to do in Scorch games to get first Scorches, right? I think it's normal, but I don't think it's great. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things like, if you let player 2 have natural first Scorch, you're just in terrible shape, and so you accept a kind of mediocre to bad first Scorch yourself. And at least it's not terrible. You know, kind of the same theory behind Elliot Animus. I don't really know whether that's normally good or normally bad. Here, though, I don't think that Scorch was like the key unit. With Zatron around. And I don't know. Like, Scorch is good. I would have been happy to have some, but I just had more pressing things to do with my green, specifically like get my Zatron going, right? And then my Venge Cannon, and spend it on like turning green into attack. I didn't ever like. One reason, not the only reason, but one reason that Scorch is a good unit is that it's a lot like a Tarsier, right? I mean, I'm not done. I'm not saying it's a good unit because it's like Tarsier, right? Tarsier is kind of like, of the base set attackers, it's like fine. Sometimes it's the best. Often it's the best, but not like amazing. But those are just base set. Like, advanced set units should be better. Scorch is like Tarsier in that, like, it has roughly the same amount of damage per turn. It has similar absorb denial effects but are amplified. And it has a very similar cost, right? So it's already like slightly better than Tarsier. Just by like it does the same thing Tarsier does but better and has a very similar cost. But even more than that is that the green is often like not exactly free, but you often like end up picking up some green early in a set where it's just sort of convenient because but you plan to spend it eventually, but you don't have anything great to spend it on right now, but you don't want to commit to other tech yet, so you grab some green, right? And so if you imagine that green is free, then Scorch is very strong. It just costs 3 in a red, and it's like kind of a better Tarsier for $1 less. Kind of. And so that's one of the reasons that Scorch is good, is because green is sometimes free. In this game, however, green is not free. There's so many cool things you could be doing with green all the time. Get your Zatron earlier, Venge clicks, Symbiote clicks, buying Venge. That I didn't ever really feel like I would like to unbuy a Tarsier and buy a Scorch with it. Like, you know, here, both of these Tarsiers could have been Scorches. I would have been able to even drone behind, right? But like the absorb denial effect of Scorch doesn't really matter at all against Zatron. It's just like a slower Tarsier on average, and its cost is somewhat unpleasant to me, and I would prefer to be able to do like this. Have the green for a Venge Cannon and a Force Field. It feels, you know, a little bit... What's the word I'm thinking of? Hypocritical. To buy a Venge Cannon as a green sink on the same turn I'm buying a Symbiote, but I don't think it was wrong. There's a lot of like ways to make Gauss charges this game, and I want access to all of them. Did I ever end up clicking the Venge, by the way? Once, yeah, when I was rebuying my Symbiote. Oh my god, so gross. Yeah, just a staggering amount of damage. Cool. Well, I'm glad to finally win a game. I might not be the worst Prismata player in the world after all. Who could have guessed? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.